Welcome to the Cold-Blooded Truth.
Ooh, cold-blooded, that's cold.
What is the deal? Shout out to the grateful ones at the crib watching. This is another segment of the Cold-Blooded Truth podcast. We got a very special guest in the building. You might have seen him on the north side turning up. You might have seen him riding around. You know what I'm saying? Might have seen him in a McLaren. Might have seen him on a bike. Might have seen him traveling the country. Might have caught him at your favorite school. Might have caught him at your favorite bar. Might have seen him in Carson.
That's it. You might have seen me somewhere in the city.
Anywhere, everywhere.
Favorite McDonald's.
You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, we got a very special guest in the building. Man, I'm very proud of this dude. I appreciate you coming through.
Thank
we
you,
got
man.
Fed the God in the building. What's up, Fed?
What's up, baby? It's FTG in the flesh, man.
In the flesh. How you feeling, man? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling like a little motivated and shit. I woke up motivated, very motivated today. Like, just letting bygones be bygones, trying to go into next year with a clear head and shit. Just talking to some of my close loved ones, patching up some of our bullshit that was just petty as hell. I'm just like, it's time to fucking grow up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. It speaks volumes trying to be like the bigger man or just, be the glue that brings everything
sometimes
together.
you gotta be the glue, and like sometimes you gotta be the glue. I don't do it, somebody got to.
Yeah, there it is. You know what I'm saying? So just to jump right into it, how'd you get your name, Fed the God? Where are you from? What was life like growing up?
Fed's my last name. The God came from my anime inspiration of Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. I feel like I'm a Super Saiyan God, and like I just descended from them. I am a God within myself. I don't think I am God for people who confuse that shit, because you can't be him. I grew up on the north side, like growing up there, it was kind of regular, like, you deal with all this shit. Like, I grew up in a drug dealing environment, like, my mom and my stepdad, they got it on and shit, so I'm no stranger to the streets.
Right.
Like, that's just not, like, I'm from that, but that's not what I am, that's not what I represent. So, like, a lot of people don't understand why I said they want that north side shit.
What is that north side shit? Can you please explain?
So north side shit is a deeper meaning. I lived in Northview Heights in Manchester.
Okay.
So for a lot of people that don't understand that, them are two rival hoods on the north side, and I was able to make my way through both hoods by being myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have to fall subject to being a Crip. I didn't have to be a gangster. I was just me. I was cool. I mean, I love blue, and that's Crip by default because where I'm from. But the north side shit, I rather represent the north side as a whole because I lived through both of them, and I got love everywhere. Like, I can go on my whole side of town, and I'm cool over there. Like, that's the north side. Like, I do this for everybody over there. Like, I understand them, they understand me. They know I stay in my lane. Like, I get respect in the streets. I get respect from the athletes. Like, I'm cool. Everybody know Fed cool, and he gonna be him. Like, he gonna walk in the room. I ain't gonna tuck my tail for the shit. Like, that's north side shit.
Okay.
So yeah, they want that north side as a whole. I lived in everywhere on the north side. That's why the heart's blue and black, because I got love for all of them.
I didn't know that the north side had like a civil war going on, let's say.
Yeah, they're feuding neighborhoods.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up. I'm glad you overcame that, man. What do you think it was that kept you staying true to your own self and got you involved in music? Like, what was the push? Like, what was that click?
So, I actually got off of rails for real. So,
What's that mean?
Like, I fell off of music. Like, I was doing this before, but I was smacking in my face and shit.
I remember you had that record with Stunner, like it was like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, NFL, a lot of people don't know that's my song. Like, shout out to Stunner. NFL was my song, and then I hopped on Stevie B's song, Freak Bitch, featuring me and Stunner. So yeah, a lot of people don't know, like, NFL was my song. So I had a buzz back in 2012, but I didn't take it serious. It's Stunner hard on them. I was fresh out of high school, bro, with a kid.
Yeah.
I'm in the streets. Me and my mans had just lost his job free my brother Trevi, and we just hopped in the streets. So I ain't care about rap and shit. I'm like, I ain't see it going nowhere because, like, it was street shit.
Well, what was it like graduating high school and your father?
Me being a father, graduating high school, it was different, bro, because it was like a lot of motherfuckers my age got to really be teenagers and got to live through their 20s and shit. My 20s was get it out the mud and take care of your child. Like, I didn't never get that. Like, that's why I'm just so humble, and I have a ball. Like, I'm not afraid to have a ball because I didn't get to live like that. Like, I was in a crib with my kids. I was taking care of my kids. If I ain't had no money, my children's mother was out making some money, and I was at home taking care of home. So like, it wasn't hard, like, at all, bro. Like, a lot of people make parenting way harder than what it seems and shit. It ain't hard. I got that shit down to a science, man. Simply take care of your kids. Don't try to control them, but understand them because they can teach you some shit about yourself. I look at my children as my innocence before I got corrupted and shit.
How many children do you have?
I have two.
Two?
James and Josiah.
James Josiah? What's it like raising two little boys?
It's easy. Cause all I gotta do is just look at myself like they're me, bro. Like everything I ever did, they're me. Like, like it's really the same thing. Like they love WWE. Like I love WWF. They play their video game. They're goofy. And they're just beautiful kids, bro. They're very smart, intelligent. Like they're slick at the mouth, just like me. I'd be like, all right, I never you got that from. Like, I'm one trick pony and shit. So it's fun raising sons, and then I can raise them how to not be lame like some of these dudes. Like I tell them like, y'all gotta be,
what do you mean by lame?
Like, just be yourself. Like, a lot of these dudes are lame. Like, a lot of people are do shit for attention and shit. Like, and I'm like, y'all don't never have to do that. Like, as long as y'all love each other and y'all love yourself, y'all don't never need no attention from nobody else. So, like, y'all figure it out. Y'all be cool.
What's a piece of advice you would give other young fathers or teenage dads? Were you a teenager when you had your son? First son?
I was 17.
What's some advice you would give to other, like, 17-year-old fathers?
Your life ain't over, bro. So just buckle down. Pay attention to your kid. Once they be able to be 5 years old, like, if you're a young father, then you cool, bro. Like, you have a kid at 17, your kid 5, you about 23, 24 years old, you straight, bro. Your life ain't over, your life just starting, but it's just gonna be a little harder. Like, and that's it, like, keep it grounded, don't argue with your baby mom, whatever she say go, bro. Like, you don't want to be going through the court for your kids and shit, you don't want that at all.
Yeah, man, I could definitely relate to that because I recently had my daughter about like a year and a half ago, and I definitely had the feeling like, yo, like what's next? Like what's gonna happen? Like, is this gonna change everything? Like, am I gonna change? Like,
doesn't a kid give you purpose though? It give you a whole different
purpose. I swear,
purpose.
it's different. Like, I remember leaving the hospital, I'm like, yo, like every time I go home, I got somebody that's dependent on, like, waiting on. There's another piece of me. Like, it's not just me no more.
Literally, and like, you gotta look at your kid. Like, you have to. I have to take care of my children. That's an obligation. They didn't ask to be here. I made that. Like, that's came out of me. That has to get taken care of, no matter what, by any means. If I gotta sacrifice looking good, sacrifice a pair of shoes, sacrifice eating, they have to eat before I do. They gotta get before I do, and then I worry about me next.
Absolutely. So you recently had a child, graduating high school, kind of trying rapping, kind of jumping up in the streets. You know, you're kind of just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So when did the club come into play? I just found out about this recently. I'm young. I'm only 23. I just found out.
So Club V was brewing before my first son was born. So we were throwing parties 2 weeks before my first son was born, James. We threw the mansion party out Fox Chapel.
That was y'all?
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So we threw that, and then Jamal came and hollered at us. He had an opportunity for us at the August Wilson Center.
The Jamal that work at station?
Yeah, Jamal that work at one and shit. So we he gave us an opportunity and shit, and he gave us a crazy split, and he just gave us a chance to bet on ourselves, me and my group of friends. So he put up the front end and shit, and he just made us get the back end. Like, I want some money to make it. So he gave us the August Wilson Center. We sold that joint out. Like, we threw a party called Fuck the City Up. It was August 16th, 2015.
How many people?
It was like 700 people in there. Young adults. It was 700 young adults in the August Wilson Center. And then we did that joint, and then we just kept doing that, like making mad bread. And we went from August Wilson Center, then we took our party outside the city limits, and we went to Coriopolis, and we threw a party in Coriopolis Hall. Had people traveling down the city, had that joint booming. Like, Coriopolis police couldn't even figure out where all the people was coming from. And then from there, after that, I went to jail. So Chandler, Buka, Julie, and Smiley, they actually ran Club V. I was in it one time. Like, I seen it one time, then I went to jail after that.
So what was it like? What was the process like of throwing an event? For those who don't know, they might be watching and they want to throw their own event at maybe an event space. They don't have a club, or they do have a club. You give some insight, like, what's it like piecing that together? Piecing
it together is very stressful because you got to make sure everybody's safe first and foremost. So you got to hire the right security, and then you got to secure DJs, you got to secure liquor. And people don't know you got to pay for a lot of that shit, especially if you're not doing it at a club, you're doing it at a venue. You got to pay bartenders and all kinds of, like, sound guys to bring in speakers. So we had to pay for a lot of that, and we were still making out. Like, you got to figure paying a lot of that out of pocket. That's a lot, especially for people who don't know the business. That's a lot. So once we was doing that and shit, like, we in a negative already, so we had to make our bread back. So, like, if you don't know about that, and you out here just speaking on, like, Pittsburgh's week, and it's not fun, then y'all just don't know the back end of the business. So if you ain't putting in on that input on the business, then I don't care about your opinion. You saying Pittsburgh ain't fun because you ain't trying to contribute to it.
So you spoke on the topic. I recently had a conversation about this with some of my peoples too, about people saying Pittsburgh doesn't have this, Pittsburgh doesn't have that. Could you expound on that a little bit? Like, how does it make you feel? What do you think? In what ways does it motivate you when you hear people say that?
It doesn't motivate me for real. It actually pisses me off.
Okay.
I look at when people say that shit like, damn, this is where you from for real.
Yeah.
Like, so all that time you took to go to your phone and go to the internet, like, Pittsburgh don't got this, why don't you take that time to go research how to make it better here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people, like, just to touch on that subject, a lot of people tell me I need to lead a city to grow. And a lot of people tell me that, and I'm like, not really. Like, I understand it, though. I'm like, everybody needs to travel to see other things. I feel like I need to travel, but, like, people like, why ain't we like Atlanta and shit? Because Atlanta rappers don't leave Atlanta. Like, they get cracking, and everybody going there to see them niggas. So why the fuck would I want my city to be the next big thing and leave it? Like, that's not official for, like, of course I'm a go to expand. I'm a go for business, but I'm not leaving my city because I'm running from my city. Like, I'm gonna stay here. Like, I see in 10 years Pittsburgh's gonna be one of the next big major cities, and I'm going to be one of the focal points. That one of the main reasons why motherfuckers is coming here. I'm gonna be one of the main attractions, like Kennywood.
Like Kennywood. Yeah. Kennywood's been stable for like 100-some years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I agree. Like, it really takes some initiative. Like, it's one thing to just say, downplay the city, downplay your peers and what you got.
Exactly.
But it's another thing to work with what you got and really, like, make the most of it. You know, the clubs we got is the clubs we got. The artists we got is the artists we got. The radio stations is the radio stations.
If you don't like it, open another one.
Yeah, like, you the power is within you to just do it yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You can start small, but
build it up.
Yeah.
Because when we didn't like the club scene, we was throwing parties and it was cracking.
Yeah.
Everybody was coming.
So, speaking of clubs, what's your favorite club in Pittsburgh?
My favorite club in Pittsburgh is closed, Room 16 in V Lounge.
I caught that wave very, very late.
Yeah.
Like, my first time in there was that Young Dolph show. I'm shadowing the DJ, shout out to Solo and Make It Nasty.
Crazy.
And I'm in Extaza, I'm like, yo, like, this is it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? After being there a little bit, I'm like, yo, this is it. This is what it's supposed to look like. And then it just went right away. Then we was in V Lounge. Nice run.
I like V Lounge, though. I like what they're about to do with it, though. Shout out to James Whitner and Chuck Sanders. So, Chuck, he gave his establishment to a nice black man who's going to turn it into a nice place for us. So it's still in the family. Like, it ain't gave it to the wrong people.
So, Trozy.
My brother, God rest his soul.
Let's talk about it. Were you affiliated with Life in Millville at all? Was he, like, taking you under your wing for records? Was he, like, throwing you shows?
So,
what was it like?
The Trozy thing came through Icy. The first song I ever made was NFL. That's the song we had touched on earlier with Stunner.
Yeah.
So Trozy came through Icy and shit. Like, I used to see Trozy in the studio and shit. He was always cool, bro. Mellow dude, like, hands in his pocket and shit. He didn't really say too much. He was like, he'll speak to you when spoken to type dude. So, like, we met through that, but he always fucked with me. Like, he always just told me, like, because, like, my original music wasn't like the music I am now. I used to make music kind of, like, similar to the Rich Kids.
Yeah.
And so we used to make that with NWS. And but Trozy he used to holler at me like, bro, you got a natural flow to you. Like, the way you talk is very fluent and fast. So he was like put a little bass in your voice and put it on the beat. So that's how the NFL song came about. And then, like, you know, he was just always on me. Like, he was always on me when I went to jail and shit. He always fucked with me. I'm an Icy, always fucked with me. But when I came home, he had lended a helping hand and shit. And, like, it was just on some bullshit. He ain't had to do that and shit. Like, we had love for each other, but we wasn't rocking how he was rocking. Like, so yeah, he just helped me out and shit. I ain't had none of that shit. I was like, I came home, I stopped the streets and everything. I was working and shit. He let me hold a couple $2 just to get my sons ready for Christmas because I just came home. I was fucked up.
That's what's up.
He had seen my children's mother bash me on the internet, and he's like, bro, he's not even that type of dude. He's stand up dude. He got his kids and shit. Like, he on hard time right now, and he's trying to actually do it the legit way. So he gave me a lending hand, and then he got me back in the studio and shit. Like, but I'm a team player and shit. So at that point in time, Trozy was like the hottest in the city. It was Trozy and Jimmy Wappo was the hottest in the city. And, like, I wanted him to win just as much as he wanted me to win. He would always tell me, bro, you got a knack for just making people happy, make music. I'm like, bro, right now it's your time. So I took a back burner. I'm like, bro, like, I was still cracking to everybody know Fed's cool. So, like, I would, every time he dropped a song, I just posted just out of love. Like, wait my turn. Like, I wasn't eager to do it and shit. But I still wasn't feeling the music and shit. But, like, the passion he had in music, I always had a passion, but the passion he had in music was crazy, bro. So when he met his demise and shit, like a lot of people, like, would look at me like, oh, he's a bitch, he ain't go rude about him and shit. But, like, the way I did it, like, you feel me, I carried on his dream and shit. Like, I can't let his dream die. If I die, I look like a fucking clown, because that's my man. I got to carry that dream on. But, like, I wasn't, like, Laughing Millville, we was cool. Like, you know, them is his homies. Like, no shade to them. They super cool, though. Like, the homies is cool and shit. But, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said you're carrying on the legacy by winning.
By winning, yeah.
Just winning, just be yourself.
I mean, if you want to make anybody mad that win, anybody gonna talk about you. They talked about Jesus and they killed him. Like, so like I don't be worried about when niggas be saying I'm a bitch and shit, cause like I be on some shit like if it ain't gonna get physical, bro, or you ain't gonna approach me like that, then I'm cool, bro. Like you can say what you want about me, bro. I don't care if you keep talking about me around a bitch, you don't want to fuck. Like,
Well, man, I appreciate you speaking on that. You know, God rest your soul.
God rest your soul.
You know, I know it could be a little triggering. You know what I'm saying, like reminiscent for some people.
Nah, it ain't really triggering for real. It's just you gotta learn how to word things. Like the people he was going at it with, I ain't going to antagonize them. They gonna antagonize me. Like I ain't got. You feel me? That's my man's.
Right.
So some type of way, that's what it is.
Right. All right. So you're throwing your own shows.
Yes, sir.
You doing your thing. You clicking off. You know, you really getting your feet wet on the business side of the industry. Versus just being, you know, just the artist and just, you know, being the stereotypical artist.
Yeah,
you know
I'm a
what I mean?
businessman first.
So, one move that I saw you do that I really appreciate you letting me be involved in, you did Fed Cello. What, for those watching, can you describe it? Can you just go into the details and what came with it?
That situation crazy. Like, her name is Meg. She's from a Bentleyville and shit. So she had to do a show for Hardo. This was after my summer jam, the first summer jam with A Boogie and at Wilma. So I was coming off of that. I had just staged over and shit. So her name is Meg. She had hollered at me about her show, and she paid me well. She paid me very well for the show. So I went up there and I seen her land. Like I seen how her crib was laid out, and then I just
that was her crib.
Yeah, it was her house. It was her house.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Meg's house. So I went up there and I just looked at how it was laid out, and I'm like, all right, like I want to do something epic and shit. So I mean, I seen this show and shit, and then like I'm want to bet on myself. Like it's Bentonville far as fuck from the city.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I can get the city up here. Like I seen me and Hardo did this shit up there, but I'm like, I can really bring these motherfuckers out here. So I hollered at her. But the thing about Fed Cello is, cause she was hollering at me on some other shit. Like she was trying to invest on some music shit. I just wanted to use her venue like for that, but she's super cool. Shout out to her because she helped me a lot with my career, so I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I think doing that show, that's a good way to
to
mend a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
So a lot of people don't know Fed Cello came about because I was disrespected. I was disrespected. Yeah, it was a disrespect thing, and I just showed niggas like don't fuck with me. So Levels Agency had did the summer jam and shit, and they wanted me to perform. At that point, I'm throwing my own shows and I'm selling them out. I'm the only nigga in the city really making bread from doing his own shit. Like ain't nobody booking me, I'm booking myself. So they asked me what I wanted to perform. I told them 1,000. They told me they had 200 for me. That was disrespectful as fuck. They cool though, I fuck with them, but it was disrespectful. And then the way they was moving about, like they would see me, they try to argue and shit. I'm like, come on, cause I don't get no points for going at it with y'all. So what I did was, I threw my own shit. They had their little fucking summer jam and shit. I went to it. I supported them. They charged me double at the door. I paid it here. Cool. I ain't worried about that. Cool. I seen how this shit go. They shit went down real. I built my shit with my hands. Like you feel me? The stage, the benches, all that shit. The games. I was doing that shit, mowing the lawn. I did all that shit in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing the footage on like your stories and stuff. Like you was really cutting grass.
Yeah, he was there. Mike was there too to test one. But yeah, I built that shit with my hands in 2 weeks because I was pissed. I built that shit with my hands. I was pissed, and a lot of rappers and shit was like a lot of local artists. I ain't booked no talent from out of city. I was the major talent. My city was the major talent. I gave every artist from the city they own tickets to sell. If they wanted to get paid, here, how much y'all tickets to sell? Y'all all gonna bet on yourself. They all did their thing. We all came up. The party was so cracking, we shut the turnpike down. The Fed Cello was so cracking, we shut the turnpike down. I didn't even get to perform. The party was over by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
It was real.
It was in Bentleyville, 45 minutes away from Pittsburgh.
Nah, it was like 45 minutes. I remember looking out on the stage and seeing it was probably like, how many people would you say was there?
At least it was on the way to 1,000.
On the way to 1,000?
Easily.
I'm thinking it was definitely like at the least 500.
At least 500. Yeah, I had built cabanas and shit.
Yeah, you had cabana session.
Yeah, and this was before my deal, but everybody knew the deal was coming. But this is before my deal. Will had fucking sent through cases of McQueen, so it was like
Yeah, I remember that.
we was able to make bank off of that, selling cabanas with McQueen. Meg had bought a whole bunch of fucking blue liquor bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Mike was just up there, like Mike was there, and my boy Mike Carroll, he was up there just keeping my head calm and shit. Like
Yeah, you look pissed when I got there. You look like you was upset.
Cause it's a lot, like it's a lot running a business, but cause I'm like I said, like besides an artist, I'm a businessman. I understand the business of running a business. So like I was doing that on top of being the rapper and keeping everybody in order, keeping everybody safe and shit. I'm dealing with the state troopers coming up. I'm dealing with everybody wanting paid, like vendors wanting paid. So like I lost out a lot of money on that, and I lost like, you know, like Meg was cool, but like our friendship went downhill after that. And like we'll patch it up soon and shit, but like I lost out on a great friendship. It was cool and shit like that. But like you know, that's what comes with business though. Like when business and shit hit the fan, some people can't handle that, and I was able to keep it pushing from that.
Okay. All right. So you're doing your own show. It was big. It was crazy. You had a whole lineup of artists performing,
Crazy
DJs performing. You had bouncy houses. You had food trucks. You had security. Not no just dude with a, you know what I'm saying, custom day ink security shirt. You had like real armed security, metal detectors. You had the
Whammo there. I had
Whammo there.
Local brands vending clothes. It was a Pittsburgh event.
Yeah.
I tried to like. Just as the event was just to show these motherfuckers like, bro, y'all don't need no out of town talent to come to your city and get your city lit. This is where you from. Why the fuck you gonna bring a nigga from out of town and get your shit cracking?
Just takes initiative.
That's it. Like, I drop my nuts on that shit.
Yeah, man. Seeing that, I'm like, yo, like this is different. Like nobody does this. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna cut the grass. That was a lot of fucking grass.
Yeah. It was about a couple acres.
That was a lot going on.
Cutting grass for about 2 days.
I swear.
Cutting grass, putting sticks down, like, and it was raining too, so a lot of that shit was muddy, so we had to dry that shit, bro. It was crazy, bro. That shit was like, wow, like, it was very stressful, but I got that shit done, and I did it for the city. It had a lot of value in it, a lot of value.
How did it feel having your team with you and your friends with you, helping you pull this off?
It was amazing. It was amazing to see like that support, like my friends actually willing to come out their day. Like, cause you know everybody got their own life, so I don't be expecting nothing from nobody. Like, if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it first. But me, them seeing my ethic and like in my initiative, they always like, yeah, we can't let him just do this by himself. So like, while I was up there, like fucking mowing lawns and shit, they was out selling tickets. They was out pushing the tickets, like, and getting people there. Like my boy Chandler, he would even go as far as if people needed picked up, he picked some people up. Like we had school buses and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was dope. It was a very dope thing to see. And it was dope for the city though, to see the city come out to support me and shit.
Yeah.
Like that was super fair. Like I appreciated it. And it was my birthday too, so it was like wow, like I have something, like I can really do something with this. Like I'm more of an artist. I'm a brand. Like I'm like, this is great for my brand. And once again, it was no violence. Like the state troopers was like, if we fix the parking and shit, we can do it again. But the year after that, COVID came, so I never got a chance to double back on it.
Yeah, man. Like on the negative side of things, I'll keep it brief. That was it was wild seeing like state troopers come out the cut. Oh, this person's tires got slashed because they ain't get out their driveway. This dude, and then seeing the school bus, I'm like, yo, this dude
if
really
the tires
pulled
got
it
slashed
off.
through the
Like,
fat child, I apologize, but man, we had a great time. And shout out to y'all for shutting the turnpike down and throwing a party on that motherfucker. They threw a motherfucking party on the turnpike.
like Pittsburgh Freaknik.
That shit was crazy.
So before that, you said you did summer jam.
Yeah, summer jam, my first summer jam.
I remember seeing that. I was an intern at the time. I had footage, and you went on stage and like the crowd like really just embraced you, and then towards the end you really just dove into the crowd. And you know there was people up there that was like a little shy. It might have been like their first real big performance, and you just really like just took it, ran with it. So what was? Have you done a show to that magnitude at up until that point?
No. That was my first like outdoor live show like that. And the reason I did that was like Jamal had hit me. I wasn't even supposed to perform.
Why?
I wasn't on the bill. Like I wasn't booked to perform at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we did. I'll just say it, but it already happened. We did auditions and we picked a couple people, but once we picked whoever we picked, it'd be like, all right, we're gonna cast for a movie.
Yeah.
We have 100 auditions. We give them the names. And let's say you weren't one of them, you might not audition.
Yeah.
He'll be like, so Fed, and we'll just be looking like, you just had to do all these auditions, did all this. That's not how it typically goes, y'all. I'm just letting you know that's how it was at that particular time. Like, we just picked with what we had, and he just looked at us and he was like, Fed? And like, I mean, alright, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, no shade to you, but like we knew like that'd be kind of a given. But you know, other big artists don't audition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of a given, but I could continue.
Yeah, so like I wasn't even supposed to do it, so it was like the day of. I'm rushing. Mike Tomlin had me like, yo, you want to perform Pesto? Me and Mike Tomlin had did a song. So I get there and shit, like, you know, I come and do the rehearsal, like, bro, I'm hair fucking half out, like I got my dreads out. I'm like, damn, I'm coming from up the street. I'm up on the north. I'm chilling. I just I can get down there and stay, yeah, we go rehearse.
That was last minute?
Yeah, it was very last minute. It was about like 3 hours before the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then once I get there, because I still wasn't supposed to perform my own set. So once I get there, Jamal's like, yo, you're going first. You're opening the show. I'm like, fuck. Never did, like, it was about 3,000-4,000 people there. I never performed in front of that many people. My biggest crowd was 1,300. So I was just like, yo, I was in my head, like, they gotta remember me. Like I got, at this point, I got 2 hot songs out. Well, 3 hot songs. Bobby Boucher, Bad Bitch, and Saruza. Bad Bitch featuring Tosh. So I got them songs out, and it's a lot of younger people. I'm like, yo, they gotta remember me. Like, they gotta remember me. So I'm like, I'm performing the song, and then I'm just running back and forth on the stage. They're embracing me. They're like, yo, he's going crazy. He's going crazy. I'm seeing the kids. Oh my God, we fuck with him. I'm like, I'm open to show. Like, I started this. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, the energy's crazy. If they catch me, they catch me. If they don't, man, I get up on that motherfucking speaker. I just flew out that motherfucking joint. I'm just like, please catch me. I jumped like this, like a leg up, because I'm like, all right.
Sure, you kind of like jump like at them for real.
At them,
like,
yeah, I jumped at them.
You could have went like with the back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like, nope, if they don't catch me, I'm breaking my motherfucking fall. They caught me. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then after that, the motherfucking energy just, like, it just went up. Like, I'm like, whoa, like, I'm made for this shit. Like, and that was off of no practice, no nothing. I ain't even practiced my set. I just said, do these songs, and we going up. Like, and that was it.
Man, what was so what went through your head after?
After, keep going. You gotta keep going now. Cause at that point in time, I was in my head. I was discouraged and shit. I was getting discouraged. Like, I'm doing all these songs. I'm doing all these shows. I'm starting to feel stuck. Like, I'm starting to feel in a bubble. Like, yo, I'm about to quit this shit. Like, I'm like, man, I got kids. Like, I'm an adult. Like, I'm like, I can't keep doing this, sacrificing, putting out all this money. My children, they need things. So I was just going through it. Like, bro, I was sitting in the crib and shit, not even going to the studio and shit. I'm just like, I wasn't feeling music at that point. But once I did that show, it just turned me back up.
Right. One thing I noticed, it might get deep for a second. I was watching Drink Champs, right? And they had Pharrell on it. And Pharrell was like, the universe is very reciprocal. And God is very reciprocal.
Right.
And every time, like, I find myself talking to people, it's always a scenario where you're about to quit. After all the work you put in, you're about to quit. You want to stop for real and just segue into something else. And then that's when the moment comes and it clicks.
Yeah.
And then you just take off and get to the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, like, it's not supposed to feel easy. It's not supposed to be comfortable. Trying to work towards whatever it is you're doing. But I found it interesting that, like, here you go, wanting to stop.
Yeah.
And, hey, come do a show in front of 3,000-4,000 people. All right, you're just in the crib. 3-4 hours later, you stage diving.
Yeah.
They singing your song.
Crazy. And look, bro, I was like going through a tough time. I ain't even had nothing to wear. Shout out to Zeds. They gave me a whole fit and shit. Like,
Yeah.
put that shit on and shit. Yeah. So anybody out here, my advice for you is don't let nothing personal get in the way of your gift. That's just what it is. Like, because I was just letting personal life just fuck with I was in my head bad. Like, I'm like, man, fuck this rap shit. And I'm like, this shit was weird as fuck.
Fast forward through all of that crazy journey so far, through all of that, you signed to Taylor Gang. You signed to the home team and meet Wiz. What was that like? Like how that come about? What was it like meeting Wiz for the first time? What was it like signing a record deal?
So before I signed with Taylor Gang, October of 2019, he had came home and did the Singer Game. He did a show at the Singer Game at Pitt. This is my first time meeting him, like meet him.
I think I remember that game. Yeah.
Yeah. So he come home and do that. He performs there and shit. So I'm reserved, bro. I'm a natural reserved dude. Like, I stay in my lane and shit. But I'm a great personality. So, I'm out there. he doing him, I'm doing me. I'm drinking, you know, I'm going around politicking how I usually do. Like, if you know me, you know I'm, oh, what's up? Like,
man, it's nothing to see this dude pass out pizzas in the club.
yeah, I'll give it away. If you're hungry or if you ain't hungry, you're gonna get fed. So yeah, I had seen him and shit. So we in a little back room, and he's like, "Yo, we going to the studio." So that he invited me to the studio. I'm thinking like, all right, I'm gonna just hear him bust some shit open. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, yo, you need anything? I'm like, yeah, I need some Henny. So Will had sent me some money. I'll go down to V Lounge and shit. My boy Chuck, he always showed me love. Mike and them was down there. And,
that's when we had a Henny Shortage.
Henny Shortage. Mike and Mr. Kedron was down there, so they let me in. And it was V Lounge was about to close super late. I'm like, yo, Mr. Kedron, well, I need a bottle of Henny. There's no liquor store, and I'm about to go to the studio. Like, what it is? I don't know what's about to come of this, but I need some Hennessy right now. Like, cause I'm excited at this point. I'm like, yo, my fucking God, that's like one of my fucking. I grew up on him, bro. That's one of my favorite rappers, and he's embracing me. He invited me to the studio, so I'm like, all right, I don't know if you want me on a song, or I don't know if he just want to holler at me. So I get my Henny and shit. I go home, freshen up. Man, I get in the motherfucking studio, bro. I'm in the studio for 10 seconds. He puts a beat on. He said, yo, Fed, start this beat off. I'm like, all right, bet.
You always get them the lines then.
Bro, he throw me right there, like, I mean, I'm cool. Throw me to the fucking wolves. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me take a shot of Henny. And I took a shot of Henny. I go in the motherfucking studio. Where the beat? That's his bitch, huh? Well, she mines now. I'm on my phone, nigga. I got no time now. Yeah, it was all
that's
off the
the
top.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all off the top. It was a studio full of people. I turned that shit right up, bro. I just started talking my shit. It was all freestyle. I do my first four bars. He knocks on the glass. Yeah, we going back and forth. He's like, oh, this is crazy. Boop, 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 boop. And there's like 5 other songs we made that night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the story of Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, so that's how we make that song. And then a week after that, I drop. I do 2 release parties that weekend. I do a release party at Threads and at Social Status. Then I drop Northside shit. Like, you know, so that tape was doing like pretty good. And then November passes, like, you know, November passes, I'm chilling. I'm just chilling, like, you know, it's holiday season. December comes, like, a week after Christmas, Will hits me like, yeah, we sending you out to Cali for a month to come work. Like, I still ain't get the deal yet, so I'm like, all right, cool, like, because, like, you know, he been talking to me for months, like, yo, we trying to get you out to LA, like, we just trying to make it work, we trying to make it make sense, and he's been on me, and my boy Mike was in my ear, like, yo, like, it don't matter how you get in the door, just get there, like, and another one of Mike's homies that I met through him, that's a good homie of mine, and I was Johnny, they was just both telling me, like, yo, this is an opportunity, bro, don't be stubborn, like, it's a rookie contract, bro, nobody's first deal is gonna be something crazy, like, but you gotta get in that door, bro, it's what it is, you're from a small market, and they're gonna help you. So I get out there, I'm like, man, I'm fucked up right now, me and my man Boom out there, shout out to Boom, that whole journey out there, he supported me, like, I ain't have it for real, like, I still had to take care of him, man, if I ain't have him, I don't know what the fuck I would have did out there, but, like, we out there food shopping, we getting out the mud out there, so every day we in the studio, like, I got my mans with me, like, you feel me, I'm in the studio every day, 4 or 5 songs, I did 60 songs in a month out there, so February 11th came, I made the song 42, my 3rd day out there, 42, No Limit, and King James, I made all them songs the same day, yeah, I just started firing on shit.
Great rollout.
Yeah, I'll start killing shit. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm out here like, fuck this. Like, my kids need me. They calling me, my baby mom bitching. I'm like, fuck this. I made my first 2 tapes that I dropped out there on Taylor Gang. Out there, I made them in 1 month. I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, I got way too much shit to lose to be out of Raleigh gig, and I was out getting it on. Like, it was to a point, bro. Some artists would come in like, damn, man, he ain't letting us make songs, bro. I'm like, every beat, I'm on everything straight off the top. Like, I don't even at this point, I was still a writer. I don't even freestyle. I'm freestyling everything. Like, fuck this shit. Like, and then Ludi had came in, like, yo, we need something crazy. Like, we need something like something super unique. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, Icy out there at this point. I'm like, all right, I need Icy to make a beat around my vocals. Ludi was like, we ain't got enough time for all that. I'm like, all right, bro, cool. So I go in there and start beating on my chest, like, I'm making a beat while I'm rapping, like, so I'm like, fuck his impact. I made niggas push their shit back, make niggas take a year off just to make their shit crack. These niggas really weirdos. They can't, like, you feel me? They like, you You feel me? And then like once I put the vocals down, I start whistling. Deej is in there. Deej coming there, add another layer of whistles. And Wiz coming like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, who made that beat? I did. He said, how you make the beat? I said, I was beating on my chest. Niggas told me they didn't have enough time to make a beat, so I improvised. He said, whoa.
This dude is crazy. Like, this is a crazy story. I'm loving this.
He was like, whoa. Like, I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm getting my shit on, bro. Ain't nobody gonna stop what I got going on. I'm telling you my creative process, and you ain't got enough time for that. At this point, I'm not under a label yet, so I'm on y'all dime. So I gotta improvise. I gotta make everything work, because at the end of the day, I gotta prove myself. Y'all niggas is here. I'm not. I'm getting it on, make the stallion and shit come. So we go to Nightingales and shit. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm in the club. I'm chilling, man. Fucking Wiz and them go to the DJ booth. Like, yo, play this shit. I'm in there. I'm like, all right, I'm just drunk and shit. I just hear it. They play, whoa. Roddy Ricch and them niggas in there. They like, the fuck, Ray Sherman. Like, Roddy Ricch go to the DJ booth. Like, yo, run that back. Like, run that shit back. I'm like, yo, fuck this. I'm T.
And what song was this?
Whoa, this was 42.
Mm-hmm.
At that point in time, it was called
like, whoa,
yeah.
like, whoa.
Man, so they ran it back. I'm like, man, fuck this. Like, if you gonna run my shit back, then I'm gonna let y'all know who the fuck this is, bro. I go up there and grab the mic. Tell the DJ, cut that real quick. Yo, it's Fat God. Northside. I'm about to be on Taylor Gang. Yeah, Northside, we here. I'm from Pittsburgh. Everybody looking like this song, bro. From then I got lit. I tore the fuck up that night.
Was that party where that pic went viral with KH and Meg?
No. That was they were on tour. I didn't get to experience tour life yet. That was the summer. That was actually the summer before I signed.
Okay. So, what was it like when you saw Roddy Ricch and Ray Shrummer and everybody in the club? Like,
they were cool, bro. It's like a lot of people be like, "Yo, how is it like meeting other artists?" And I'm like, "Bro, they're regular dudes." It's just like you gotta look at it like you gotta look at artists like the football players in high school, like you know, lit, like you know, everybody's lit, but like you just as lit, like they on the field, like you know, it's either you on the field with them or you gonna cheer for them, and that's just what it is. That's how artists are. Artists are all cool, everybody's cool, and you got to look at artists like they're human too. So some people got their days when they don't really want to talk, and you got to understand they're human. They're not superheroes and shit like that. So you know that, but they're super cool, bro. Roddy's super cool, Ray Srum super cool, Meg Thee Stallion, she's super dope. She actually played us Savage before it came out. Like, I'm a Savage. We heard that shit live. I'm like, oh, like this is a hit. Like she said, yeah. So like, artists be cool and shit, bro. Like they super cool.
All right, so at this point, you signed to the label. You're flying around on jets. You're performing at Dre's nightclub, and this ain't your ordinary nightclub. This is Dre's. This is where people have $1 million residencies throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like you can't just get in here either. Like you know what I mean? Like what was it like being on like private jets and performing at Dre's nightclub? Like what's going on?
The jet is crazy, man. That shit is different. It's just like the shit you can do on the jet. It's like, whoa. I'd rather do this than fly regular plane any day. Like them jets it's a whole different type of motivation too. It just make you want to get there because you get on there with your kids, your family, you sleep on there. They got beds. You on their Wi-Fi. They cooking motherfucking pizza rolls and motherfucking baking cookies on the jet. And so that was crazy.
There's kitchens on them.
Yeah, they got nice little kitchens on there, like little RV kitchens.
Is it sturdy in there? Like, do you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Doing jumping jacks on a jet? Jet?
No, it's still a plane, bro. I mean, I haven't been on too many jets though. So the one I'm on, it was a G5, so it was nice size, but like I'm tall as hell, bro. I can't just stand up and I still got to crouch over. But if you get on Drake's private joint, you can probably do jumping jacks on Air Drake. Yeah, but like the first time at Dre's, like I said, once again, I'm always put on the spot. I was out there. I was out there for my brother's birthday. I wasn't even out there with the Taylors and shit, but I didn't even know everybody was out there, so I'm out there for my brother's birthday and shit. And then they just hit me like, yo, you're out here. You're not going to just be out here and not performing and shit. So get on stage. I'm walking down the stage and say, you're coming on stage with me right now. I'm like,
why you always in these scenarios?
I'm like, goddamn, bro. Like, so he just threw me on there. I gave the mic at the Beach Club. I performed 2 times that night.
Yeah, so they have like the inside and outside, right?
Yeah, so early during the day we do the Beach Club, and then at night we do the club in the summertime. So I did the Beach Club, rocked that joint. Everybody, I'm like, oh shit, and then we do the nightclub at night. So it was crazy. So yeah, I just be getting thrown in the water. But now it's like, all right, if you're gonna be out here, you performing. So now it's like I get rehearsals, I get to know the orders and stuff like now, because now I'm getting the swing of it. But he had to battle test me too, bro, to make sure like I'm ready for it, and to make sure I get crowd control and shit. Like they also teach me a lot of things too. Like yo, I'm a great performer already, but they're pros. Like bro, they're seasoned at this. So like they just be on some shit like yo, don't turn your back to the DJ. Like don't turn around and look at the DJ. Like you look front, you move around and shit like that. So I mean, you know that shit.
Make everything look in sync and rehearse,
Yeah,
even if it's not.
Even if it's not, everything in sync and rehearse. Like and then Wiz and Chevy to be like yo, if we hear you, because they be having ear things, and I don't be having ear things in yet. So they be like, if we hear you getting short on shit, we know your words too. So like when they hear me getting short on the breath, they'll pick it up, and then that gives me a breather. I can move around, do a little move, and then I pick right back up where they left me off at. So it's very great teamwork and shit. And I'm fitting in well. That's why they're starting to throw me in more and more rotations and stuff with them. I had a prime time like slot on Wiz and said I was first song in, like I'm on that joint. Yeah, so it's gonna be crazy at Dre's. Dre's be nuts.
All right, so in addition to Dre's, you just did Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
That shit was crazy, man. So we did we had to do the rehearsal preparation for the set and shit. So Wiz up there doing his thing and shit. He said, "Yeah, you're going third." I'm like, "Huh?" Like you're going third, like and mind you, he's the headliner there, bro. He's the main attraction. He's the last nigga on the Friday on the first day of Rolling Out. So everybody's going crazy. Mind you, y'all, for all y'all Wiz fans out there, he comes out to Gang Bang and Taylor Gang. That was the first.
That was the first two.
First two songs, bro. Gang Bang and Taylor Gang.
I thought Taylor Gang would have been like in the middle of like towards the.
This is a Rolling Loud set, bro. It's nobody's bullshitting, bro. Everybody's coming out with straight. Like they're not fucking around, bro. They're not fucking around. Like everybody, like I seen there was playing crazy shit. Dirk was playing all this horror shit. It wasn't no fillers. It was all hits. If it ain't got 100 million plus, they're not playing that shit. So he go out there to Taylor Gang and Gang Bang, and then I'm third. So like, I go out there. I'm excited, bro. I'm weekend. I just go straight out there. They dim the lights. I'm like, fuck. Fuck. He introduces me. Yo, news Taylor, boo boo boo, fed to God. Man. So I'm like, you know what? You know me when I get that microphone.
Yeah.
I took the microphone. I look at the teleprompter. I took a quick glance at my words. I heard the beat drop. They're yelling, bro. It's like 30 to 40,000 people yelling, bro. I can't hear shit. All I can hear is the beat. So I hear my whole because this is my first time ever doing a live track. So
What do you mean?
Bonix told me that they didn't have my live show track. So I'm thinking that I was doing the track with my words.
Oh, like just the band and you just like acapella kind of.
Yeah. So this is my first time. So like, before I walk down, Wiz is like, don't yell, just be in your regular voice, but be a little loud. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm walking. Now I'm just trying to see how many people's there. So I'm walking straight. I walk straight down to the top, like to see everything. Bro, I looks up. You can't see how many people's there. It's just a sea of people. I look left, a sea of people. I look right, it's a sea of people. The beat drop. I'm like, fuck it, let's get activated. Oh my God, we fuck with you. And then Ludi and everybody Wiz and them, they come down. They even did the doobie toss on my joint. So they're
throwing them giant raws in the
man, bro, it was cracking, bro. And I was just like, I was so overcome, like joy and shit. Like I wasn't like, people was like, you get nervous? I'm like, no, I don't get nervous because this is what I asked for. Like I'm trying to ball, but they put me at the highest stages and I'm balling like.
Yeah,
so I ain't get nervous at that at all.
Put on the camera. What is that?
Happy holidays, dog fed and friend.
Oh, good luck.
Monet told us happy holidays. Happy holidays, Monet.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Rolling Loud was surreal, bro. It was like that shit just motivated me. I'm so motivated right now, bro. I just can't wait to get my own set. Like, bro, he brought out for that set. He brought out Ruby Rose, Juicy J, Ty Dolla $ign, Chevy, and me. Like, I'm like, God damn, I'm doing this shit. Like, then I got on my Northside shit jacket, so the world was just like, they want that Northside shit. And then I didn't know. So people was taking pictures from the crowd and shit. I checked my Twitter and shit. I didn't know my name was on the screen. So all rolling loud screens, lit up, fed to God. I'm like, what the fuck? I did not know that shit, bro, until I got off stage.
They're putting you on.
Yeah, literally, like,
You didn't put on.
literally, like, so anybody say,
And you put yourself on.
I'm
You put yourself in
the
a
work
position.
in. I'm putting the work in, like,
Yeah.
and it's getting the energy's getting reciprocated. But anybody ever say, yeah, Taylor, the gang don't do nothing for the city. Look, I'm from the city, and I am the city. Like, you feel me? And I'm doing that shit. Like, you feel me? You see where I'm at, rolling loud, and I don't got a #1 hit song. Like, them is for motherfuckers with hits. And I was on that stage, like, doing my shit, and they reacted well to me. I didn't get a dog, nothing. So, like, believe in yourself and quit fucking worrying about what somebody else is doing, and put yourself on, and motherfuckers will help you get to that level.
So, time to get a little sentimental.
Yeah, that's good.
Buying your mom's a car. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I bought a recorder before I bought myself one.
What was that like? How did it feel to give back to your moms in that type of way?
I mean, that's what I do this for, bro. Like, I owe my mom. My mom always told me I would be something. Like, I owe my mom. Like, she did everything in her power to make sure I was okay. From, like, she did extra shit. Like, everybody who knows me know I'm a Jordan fanatic. My mom would do the extra shit to get me sneakers and shit. I'm a mama's boy, so, like, my mom, she had just lost her car and shit. And my mom don't even ask for shit. And she had hollered at me about it. And I'm like, hell yeah, I got you. Like, you feel me? So my little brother helped out with it too. Like, my little brother helped out with it. Shout out to my little brother. But, you know, I gave her the bread and I got my mom a car and shit before I even had one. And that just made me feel so happy because it's like, that's my mother. Like, before I spend money on a woman or anybody, my mom's gonna be straight first. So that it made me cry for her. And my mom was like, she deserved that shit. Like, so it was amazing. Like, next up is a house, mom. So,
Before you get one?
yeah. For sure. She first.
All right, so what's it like balancing fatherhood and your career? Like, you seem like you never get to sit still.
It's very hard. Me and my children's mother, we do a great job at that. She's very understanding of what I have going on. And she just be like, whenever you get free time, like, whenever it can help, like, and I do that. Like, if she asks me for something, I send it through. Long as if it's in my power, I'll do it. Like, so it's very hard to balance that because my children are at an age where they're very active. So, like, sometimes when I get my children, I be excuse me, I be tired as motherfucker. Like, sometimes I'm getting straight off the plane and I'm going to the school and pick them up. And they want to be like, Dad, damn, we ain't seen you, man. Can we go to the park? Can we go to the jump house? Can we go do this? Can we do that? Can we jump on your back? Can we punch you in your face? And you just got to do it, bro, because it's like, I'm their superhero, like, and, like, my kids are at an impressionable age where they're on TikTok and stuff. They listen to music, they understand music, and, like, I'm genuinely their favorite rapper. They're not just telling me, like, oh, you're my favorite rapper because you're my dad. Like, you can check their search histories, background on their phone. Like, I'm their idol. So it's just like, I have to balance. I have to find the balance. I can't let them down. Like, I can't let my little guys down, bro. It's a crazy balance, and sometimes I wear myself thin, but for them, it's all worth it because I know what I'm striving for and what I'm pushing for, they're gonna be set up for life. Their kids gonna be set up, and their kids gonna be set up. Like, I'm on some Jay-Z, Master P, billionaire shit. I'm not on no just, oh, he a rap nigga, he gonna have a run. Like, you feel me? I'm gonna get them M's, I'm gonna invest them M's, and I'm gonna be a mogul in this motherfucker. I'm gonna be a force to reckon with this shit, and they gonna take over this shit.
What's it like traveling OT and doing meet and greets and, like, messing with the college crowd?
That shit's crazy, bro, because it's like, I try not to get caught up into my own hype, and, like, I don't really pay attention to the numbers and shit. Like, I'll do it just, like, because it makes it just look good. Like, when I post shit, sometimes it's just like, it's probably solicited, like, oh, I got this many views. I don't really care about that shit, because views don't measure talent. But, like, when you actually see them views in person, like, it's different. Like a lot of motherfuckers will have crazy views, but you can't walk down the street and hear their song. Like, you feel me? Like, so, like, and that's real. Like, when I be on a rodeo, like, LA, motherfucker, I be in New York, Atlanta. Fat to God, like, fucking funny story. I had Mike, yo, check it out. I had this story. I went to New York.
Yeah.
I got a custom-made Yankee jersey. Somebody bought my jersey. A New Yorker. Never met this man a day in my life. He gave me $600 for my jersey, my Fat to God Yankee jersey off my back.
True story.
Like, that's
that's hard.
Yeah, like, you feel me?
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And he
and it's
recorded
like,
chopped cheese.
like, you know, like a lot of nut motherfuckers got a lot of followers and shit, but my followers is real life people. Like, you can walk down the street and see 29,000 people listening to Fed to God. If you come to Pittsburgh, you go in here Fed to God. So
I've seen it. I might go out to the club and walking down the street. There might be some shorties twerking on their car, windows rolled down, doors flung open, middle of the street.
And it's like that, like, in a lot of areas and shit. Like, I got a song with a girl named Eva Shaw that's, like, down in the top 10 in Canada. I'm like, I can't even go to Canada. And it's like, I'm booming out there. I got songs booming in Germany and shit, bro. So what I'm doing right now, and a lot of people use COVID as an excuse, but what I'm doing right now through COVID is building a real cult following. Like, one of them J. Cole, Wiz Khalifa type followings. They gonna follow me wherever. Like, they don't give a fuck what it is. They gonna do whatever. So I'm building that. But once I get to go on the real road, bro, and they get to see my personality, what type of person I am. Like, I'm approachable, I'm very mannerable, and I'm cool. Like,
yeah, like last night, like seeing you out and about. Like, it's not like not like you got to a certain place and you're like, no, I'm not gonna interact with nobody. Like, you still are the same person. Like, I'm
still the same person. Of course, I'm elevated, but you gotta. If you don't tap into your culture where you're from, they gonna forget about you. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you can't feel like you're above what made you. Like, I can't. Like, that's like people need to look at, like, artists from Pittsburgh need to look at Pittsburgh as their mother. You're not gonna get on and forget about your mother. And if you do, you're a fucking weirdo. Like, I'm not gonna get on.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get on and go to Atlanta and be like, yeah, fuck Pittsburgh, I'm in Atlanta and shit. Nah, what's up? Come to the Berg. Like, let me show you how we get down and shit. Yeah, it's cool and shit down there, but I ain't from here. I don't understand what's going on. Like, I embrace y'all shit, though. I respect it. Like, every city I go to, I respect. But that's not my home. Like, of course, I'm gonna go there for business and short stays, long stays and shit, but my home is here. This is what made me me. This is why I'm so unique in music, because I embrace my culture. Like, it's hard work. Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers who's probably more lyrically talented than me and get a lot of views, but my motherfucking work ethic is crazy. Like that's, look at Gucci, man. He ain't the best rapper. That nigga's work ethic is crazy, bro.
It's the same thing we was talking about earlier. Like, oh, Pittsburgh don't got this and that. You think Gucci? We'll just say Wiz. Do you think Wiz is worried about what this person says or this person does? They just be the person. They just put the work in and it's gonna show.
Wiz, Mac, God rest Bobo, Trilzy, Teflon.
Yeah.
Even Reese, like them niggas, Deej, like, we don't be on those, like, Pittsburgh ain't this. Even Benji, like, Pittsburgh ain't this. Yeah. We from here, like, this is us, like we putting this in the real, and it's looking good for us right now. Like, you know, we got it's looking great. Like, it's looking great. Like, we got a lot of people coming up, even up and coming artists. I listen to a lot of y'all. Y'all dope. A lot of y'all's dope. But like my advice for y'all is just get your own sound, because they'll never be able to take that from you. They'll never be able to compare you to nobody. You get your own sound, you find your niche, and just do what's great at it. And invest your money into building your brand. Do your own shows, because when they come, holler at you. If you ain't got the motherfucking numbers, you gotta have the revenue. And that's what I had. I ain't had the numbers, but they know this motherfucker will make some money.
So what's Fed do in his spare time for himself?
I sit in the crib and play a game.
Favorite game?
NBA 2K or Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse.
Yeah. Real Dragon
I'm
Ball.
trash at Call of Duty, but I will play it.
Trash at Call of Duty? Really?
Terrible. Ask this man. I run in the field. I run in the open field. We'll be about to win a game, and I'm in the field like this, shooting, throwing bombs at them and shit. I literally play Call of Duty for fun. Any sports game though, you can't fuck with me. Don't even try to play me, because I'm not going to gamble you. It's like taking candy from a baby.
There it is, man. If anybody want to challenge this man,
don't do it.
Bet on yourself.
You're gonna be mad.
Bet on yourself. That's the key component.
I play for game systems. I'll take your system and give it to one of my nephews.
Would you race cars? Pink slips?
In real life?
No, I mean that's illegal a little bit. You know
oh yeah, like on a video game? Hell yeah, you play Forza or whatever. Yeah. I have that. Yeah, Forza Horizon is crazy. It's a great racing game.
Amazing. You can tweak the parts,
all that. The graphics and shit is crazy. You can tune your motherfucking car, your different tires. I'm like, that joint crazy.
That's hard. Best Pittsburgh restaurant. Favorite Pittsburgh restaurant. Let's say that.
I'm an Italian lover. I love pasta too.
Yeah.
I love Italian food. Pasta too in South Hills is amazing.
Okay. Best Pittsburgh event.
Event ever? Like now?
To your standard, whatever you think.
Best Pittsburgh event had to be Project Boucher.
What's that?
That's the party we doing Fox Chapel. It was the best ever. It will never be duplicated ever again.
Okay. Favorite Pittsburgh scenery or landmark?
Favorite Pittsburgh scenery, of course, is the Earth skyline overlook. Mount Washington is my favorite scenery. Or when a motherfucking tree started to change colors in the mountains, be crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, what would you say are 3 choices that you made that improved your life?
Stop looking for support from anybody but myself. Put faith in myself. Stop selling dope.
Hey, there it is. Hey, that's real. Hey, that's real. I didn't think you was gonna say that last one, but hey, that's true. That's a good one.
That changed anybody's life.
Yeah, swear. Oh man, appreciate you coming through. I know you got.
Appreciate you too, brother.
I know you got a very busy schedule nowadays.
Come on, man. You my dog. I at least gotta. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come fuck with the home team.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? It has been a very good. Like, I just want to say, like, yo, I am genuinely proud of you for staying down and doing what you do. Like, I remember seeing you up, I forget what area it's called, but you know that steep hill off of 28, whatever that, Troy Hill or something?
Troy Hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember seeing you, like, just come through, Young Fed, and then Bobby Boucher came out, and then you're doing this party, you're doing this show, you're doing this show, you're doing that one, and woo, all the way up to, like, just DJing and you coming through the club and seeing you do the shows, seeing you cut the grass, like all of that stuff up until now, like it's a very beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
Like it's very inspirational. Like I never thought I witnessed some shit like this in my life. And then the stories you telling me, it's like, yo, like this is really like, it's not what people expect. People think it's easy for you. People just see the result. They just see the product. They don't see the manufacturing. They don't see
make it look
everything.
easy, man. This work is hard.
Like it's
Countless nights that I'm up all night writing verses and perfecting my craft, bro. There's not a day that go bad or I don't write a verse. Like there's not. Like I gotta stay short, bro. Like sometimes people be like, bro, you gotta chill out. You wanna burn yourself out.
Yeah.
There's not a day I go by that I write a verse. Sometimes I'll hit my homies like, yo, send me some music. Like try to stay current because I don't listen to music. That's another thing people don't know about me. I don't listen to music. So like if I hear something. Like, if I freestyle on a beat, that means I literally just heard that song and I liked it. So, like, all my inspiration comes from the older times, like, just old life. And then, like, a lot of my songs is just life experiences. If you hear something that I'm saying, I probably did that shit that day. Like, that's just what it is. Like, if I had a great day or if I had a shitty day, like, it's going to go crazy. A lot of people don't know, like, Bobby Boucher and Sir Loser are turned up songs. I had a terrible day when I made that song. I was pissed off. Yeah, I was pissed off because I was, funny story before we get back on topic. Funny story about how Bobby Boucher came about. I was inviting a lot of artists to the studio, and a lot of artists was playing me and shit. Like they wouldn't come through and make songs with me and shit. Cause they would just feel like, I guess they felt like they were bigger than me at that point, which is cool. Like I understand. It gotta be beneficial to them and shit. And then, you know, they just wouldn't come to the studio and shit. Like, and Bobby Boucher wasn't even made yet. And then I just got mad. I was still working and shit. I'm like, at this point, I'm trying to get back in. Like, my kids is grown. I'm getting a little more stable. Like, I'm saving my little fucking out checks and shit. So, I'm going to go to Stevie B's house. No, I went to Icy's crib first. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm about to quit my job next week. And I'm going to make it. Like, I'm just going to quit. And I'm going to just pay my bills with the rest I got. And if it don't happen next year, I don't give a fuck. So, I made the record, Bobby Boucher. And I quit my job that day. I didn't have no money because I had just paid up all my bills, so I didn't know what I was going to do with the song. I had released the song via SoundCloud. And Mike here, he heard the record, and he paid for the video. He said, yo, you do everything else, I'll pay for the video. I'm like, all right, cool. The song going crazy though right now, like the song going crazy, but we put the visual out, bro. It was like, I ain't have a show. Mind you, I quit rapping for 6 years, like. So a lot of motherfuckers be like, yo, how did he get there and shit? I quit rapping for 6 years. I watched every rapper in Pittsburgh do their thing. Like, never hated on nobody.
Studied the game.
I studied the game, and I always supported, bro. I genuinely supported. I dropped Bobby Boucher. I literally performed in every venue in Pittsburgh within 6 months. Paid shows. Paid shows. In 6 months, I performed in every venue in Pittsburgh. 2 times a week.
That was that when that Milk That party happened?
Yeah.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was young as hell, and I was like 19, 18, 19.
I had a crazy run, bro.
He came in, he shut the party down. Like, it was like, it was something.
Yeah.
It was something. It was something. Like, if you was there, you knew it early.
Yeah, like, it was like, whoa. Like, and then I'm like, wow. So after that, I'm just going crazy off of that song. I dropped Let It Breathe. I'm going crazy off of that song. And then me and Tosh Thuggett, we dropped The Bad Bitch. I'm going crazy off of that song. So I'm just boop, 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 dropping. And then my first show opportunity came up. It wasn't even an opportunity. My first business thought came up to my head. I hollered at Chris. Solo Dolo he was the first nigga to spin Bobby Boucher. Solo Dolo and Group Complaint. So they spent that. And Solo hollered at me like, yo, you need to do something. Like, you need to try to get a show at Room 16. They ain't gonna pay you that much. But we'll see what we can do. So Chris and Tone hollered at me from Room 16. They was like, yo, what you want for a show at Room 16? I'm like, how many people hold? They was like $1,400. I said, I want $4,000. They said no. But they gave me a deal. They said, yeah, we'll give you 35% of the door. You bet on yourself.
I remember that. I remember that.
My birthday party.
Yeah.
My 25th birthday party. They said, yeah, we'll give you 35% of the door. And I ended up making $14,000 that night.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet. You gamble?
Huh?
You gamble? You're not a casino type of no. No. He's really good.
He
at
gambles on himself. My boy gambles on himself. He's a super gambler.
Like that's crazy. I remember you telling me that.
I had the second biggest show after Lil Uzi. And I'm from here. Bro, by the time 11 o'clock, it was $20 to get in.
Oh yeah, you said it
It bumped up to 75 hours. By the time 11 o'clock.
And it was paying that. They didn't care. They're like, yo, like, I'm
sold
in
out
here.
every section in there. Every section was gone.
To the grateful ones at the crib watching, y'all can do it too.
You can do it, man. It's not hard. Just believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Bet on yourself. Stand on that shit. Like, if you feel like you're worth that, then show them you're worth that. Because they're not going to feel like it until you show them that.
Well, before we get up out of here, man, what can we expect from you in the future? I know what's coming in the future. I'm not going to say it. But what can we expect from you in the future?
Expect for me to keep going. Never stopping, never quit. Because I can't let nobody down. And tour coming soon. Expect that. Expect tour coming very soon. Expect this new fucking heat. Listen, when I'm telling y'all, expect this new fucking heat. I'm not fucking around. Like, I'm not fucking around. And, like, you know, that's it. They want that Northside shit. It's going to be a worldwide thing because there's a Northside in every city. So they all going to feel that shit. Like, and that's what it is.
Where can the people follow you and tune in?
Fed to God on all platforms. So that's Fed to God on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Twitch, Pandora, Apple, Spotify.
Talk about it.
Fucking SoundCloud, Deezer, Pandora Radio.
Oh, yeah, man.
Shit, Amazon, fucking music, anywhere. It's Fed to God. Just type in Fed to God, Google. As soon as you type in FEDD space, my name pop up.
Well, there it is. There you have it. Another segment of Coleblooded Truth. Appreciate you coming through, my boy.
Appreciate you, brother. That's how we do that shit.
Gang. We activated in here. Huh? Yeah. Bitch. They want that Northside shit. Let's get activated. Medicated. Turned dirt like Sledger made it. Very faded. Barely made it. Baby piss, she very jaded. Meditation. Preparation. Roll my gas, don't keep me waiting. Separation. Ass is shaking. Go both ways like segregation. I'm a pimp, don't test my patience. Why I sell my daily fragrance. Nike dunks like I be skating. B-Red told y'all don't be hating. Paper is the common language. 3 bad bitches, Charlie's angel. I be cool, but I stay dangerous. Friends is more like common strangers. Sipping on some scissor. Almost hit the kisser. Canary yellow BB Simon looking like I'm Big Bird. Blame it on the liquor, that's the reason that I hit her. She sucking dick while rolling blunt, she talented, I miss her. Micah Mary jeans, I can fit like 50 racks in them. Villain got me groovy in my bag, acting like Black Venom. She asked me why I'm leaning, cause little bitch I got that yak in them. Glizzy in my pocket. pocket, camouflage with the black denim. Let's get activated, medicated. Jern turned her like Sledger made it. Very faded, barely made it. Baby piss, she very jaded. Meditation, preparation. Roll my gas, don't keep me waiting. Separation, ass is shaking. Go both ways like segregation.
We just pulled up AOD, shake it like Jello, huh? Just hit 2 from Charlotte, I be playing like LaMelo, huh? Try me and my niggas Will Smith, just like Willow, huh? Got his noodle cooked cause he be talking on that pillow, huh? Look baby, I'm a tailor, I got flavors so they salty. Betting out in Vegas, need my blue chips, I'm Nick Nolte. I can't put my hands on you niggas, get it done instead. She know she a Berg, I'm from the Berg, bitch, I'm with Cap and Fed.
Let's get activated, medicated. Jern turned her like Sledger made it. Very faded, barely made it. Baby piss, she very jaded. Meditation, preparation. Roll my gas, don't keep me waiting. Separation, ass is shaking. Go both ways like segregation.
Roll this weed, we elevated. I just put 2 joints together with this chicken, now we faded. This shit is complicated. If the bitch is bad as fuck, that pussy getting confiscated. I act funny cause I'm famous. Your best friends ain't on a wave. You gon' leave them if you came with them. Ain't no way to save her. I just put a girl on top of girl. That's my favorite flavor. In the penthouse, bitch, we going up. Need an elevator. And my Rolls Royce blowing so much cause where's the ventilator? Bitch, I got chains for days. I just roll up like the haters hate. You gotta pay to play. I get the pussy and fade away. Don't waste my time. I got money on my mind. Plus I got so many bitches, they pull up and wait in line.
Let's get activated, medicated. Jern turned her like Sledger made it. Very faded, barely made it. Baby piss, she very jaded. Meditation, preparation. Roll my gas, don't keep me waiting. Separation, ass is shaking.